So the mystery of self-awareness, self-consciousness is something that eludes philosophers and scientists. Nobody quite understands how it is that we can ponder our own thinking, that we can be aware that we're aware, that we can think about our own thinking. Kevin Kelly says that language is a magic mirror, right, that reveals to the mind what the mind thinks. Without language, there can be no self-awareness. In the book Gödel, Escher, Bach, however, there's an interesting theory to account for precisely how consciousness emerged. And the key idea is the following. Our brains are media that store patterns that mirror and model the external world. So think of our brains as hard drives, as media that store patterns that mirror the external world. Now, as that model of the external world that we have in our brains gets more complex, eventually that model of the external world includes the observer making the observation, right? A complete model of the world has to include the observer within the world that's modeling the world. And it is that inevitable vortex of self-mirroring that a real causal mind, a sentient I, seems to emerge. A metaphor to describe how that works is when you aim a video camera at the TV and plug it into the TV, or when you have two mirrors that mirror each other. This is called a recursive loop, or an engulfing infinity. By me aiming the camera at myself and at the mirror that reflects the mirror, 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 that is kind of how consciousness works. An inevitable vortex of self-mirroring, and when it hits a certain granularity, a critical threshold is crossed, at which point sentience becomes aware of itself. It's a crazy idea, but you can see in that infinity mirror behind me precisely how the metaphor works. So again, the key takeaway, our brains are media that store patterns that mirror and model the external world. Now, as we model the external world, we come to realize that there is an observer within that world that's doing the modeling, and so on and so forth. We reveal ourselves to ourselves. We come to be. We break through the threshold of selfhood. So hopefully this metaphor has explained it to you, and I wish you guys a beautiful day. Peace!